United Arab Emirates is the hot new destination for the crypto sector. But just why is it so popular? Welcome to the Daily Forkast, April 22nd, 2022. I'm Megha Chaddah of Forkast, covering all things blockchain. Back in March, both FTX and Binance gained virtual asset licenses to operate in Dubai. And they aren't the only players in the space to set their sights on the UAE, which is fast being seen as a crypto-friendly nation. We'll take a look at that, plus a whole lot more coming up. Let's get you up to speed from Asia to the world.
Join thousands of NFT traders who already start their day on CryptoSlam.
Let's kick off in South Korea as the country is solidifying its goal to become a crypto hub. Now there are 5. That's after Seoul's Financial Intelligence Unit approved local exchange GoPax as the country's 5th digital asset exchange licensed to provide cash to crypto services. GoPax has already notified users that the function will launch on April 28th. This means that GoPax joins Korea's Big Four, namely Upbit, Bithumb, CoinOne and Korbit, in holding a cash-to-crypto license. South Korea mandated strict rules for crypto exchanges in efforts to combat money laundering and market manipulation last September. They require exchanges to acquire a government-approved certificate of information security and a local bank partnership to provide users real-name deposit withdrawal accounts. Exchanges without a partner bank are limited to providing token-to-token services only. You can find that story and lots more at Forkast.News. Meanwhile, the United Arab Emirates is swiftly emerging as a crypto hub. We've seen exchanges like Bybit and Crypto.com announcing plans to open offices in Dubai, and even the founders of India's WazirX are moving there. But why the fuss? We decided to ask one expert what the UAE offers the crypto sector over other locations. Forkast Karen Wright reports.
When crypto came along, like with many new technologies, rules governing it didn't exist, and the pace of innovation developed far faster than regulators could keep up with. And that's because regulators tend to err on the side of caution, wanting to understand a topic before making any rules. And Ronit Ghose of Citi Global Insights says we are seeing different attitudes towards regulation emerging around the world.
I think if people put in the time, we're going to start seeing some jurisdictions running ahead. There'll be other jurisdictions which say, nah, I don't see the upside because I want to control. And inherently, this is like, why do I need this? So there'll be other jurisdictions that are more based on sort of democratic give and take it'll have to go through the process, like electoral cycles, and it'll have to be a response to like the market, if you like.
Ghose says that players in the crypto space want to see regulatory certainty, and the UAE is ahead on the game.
You've had very clear messages top down from the rulers of the country that we're going to try to regulate this. ADGM in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai, there's a virtual asset regulator that's been announced recently. They're putting in place frameworks to allow regulation. There's a pro-future or a pro-technology agenda. And these are small places. They can, maybe someone like a startup or a speedboat, they can move faster. They can pivot. Whereas larger economies, larger systems, maybe they're like oil tankers. They're powerful, but they don't move or pivot so fast.
Ghose says that for businesses starting out, one of the hardest things is to get approval for a bank account, but that's relatively easy in Dubai.
There are rules, and it's much easier for a bank or any provider, a professional services firm, to deal with you if there's a regulatory framework. Where there's no rules, it's much harder for a regulated institution like a bank to say, I'm going to deal with you.
Finally, Ghose says that while the digital ecosystem is virtual, people still like to meet in person, and a whole community has been developing in the UAE recently.
There's a real influx of top-level talent, of builders, entrepreneurs and technologists who've moved to Dubai and the UAE in the last 18 months, 12 months, and he's still having it every day. So many Web3 and crypto founders from India have moved there, but also China, Russia, Western Europe, the UK.
Ghose concludes that it's a great time for the space in the UAE. For Forkast, I'm Carolyn Wright.
Today, April 22nd, is Earth Day, and for more than 50 years, this global movement has aimed to put environmental concerns such as global warming, pollution, and climate change on the front page. Forkast Jenny Otis takes a closer look at how blockchain technology impacts the environment and how some firms are helping to address this.
Blockchain's ability to decentralize data and processes has led to playing a huge role in many new technological developments. But amid its countless benefits is a major drawback: the energy-intensive nature of blockchain processes. For instance, a University of Cambridge study showed that Bitcoin, the most widely used cryptocurrency, uses more energy than all of Sweden and that it's quickly surpassing more countries. Another study said that Bitcoin alone could help warm the planet more than 2 degrees. That prompted Greenpeace US and the Environmental Working Group to call on the cryptocurrency to change its outdated proof-of-work technology and switch to a proof-of-stake protocol. The groups said that by doing so, Bitcoin's energy use would be reduced by 99.99%. Aside from switching to a more energy-friendly protocol, some firms are already heading the call to operate in a carbon-neutral way. Robbie Ferguson, the co-founder of Australian blockchain gaming company Immutable, told Forkast that there are several ways companies relying on blockchain technology can take part in addressing the environmental crisis.
So I think there's multiple ways that blockchain can impact this. The first is the standard is becoming you have to be green in order to be mainstream appealing. The second is you can use Web3 incentives to solve intractable tragedies of the commons which have plagued humanity for centuries. Like, this is fundamentally the problem that we have to solve as a culture in order to progress. And the third is it's causing these economic incentives for people to adopt cheaper forms of electricity production, which are often renewable.
Ferguson also details how being carbon neutral can be both beneficial to the company and the people that it serves.
What's really important to us is inherently improving the efficiency of how people use technologies such as Ethereum to do really, really expensive activities such as NFT trading. We improve the carbon efficiency or consumption of the Ethereum network by a factor of 1 to 600,000.
He added that promoting green technology is the way to go if you want to stay in the business.
I think that the consumer attention that NFTs have brought to the space has rapidly catalyzed this, because the standard is much, much higher. When it's no longer a core following of a couple of million radical fans of this technology, but instead, hey, the next 100 million, the next billion consumers, the standards are that much higher. It's, hey, like, the table stakes are to be carbon neutral or people will not use you. And I think that's a great thing.
The challenge now is for companies that rely on blockchain technology to use environmentally friendly protocols. After all, no act is ever small in saving the planet. For Forkast, I'm Jenny Ortiz.
And finally, a mystery map from the Pudgy Penguins has sent their NFT sales soaring. According to data from CryptoSlam, sales volumes for the popular NFT series shot up over 500% in 24 hours. That's after followers were teased with an Antarctic map resembling a gaming metaverse. While Pudgy Penguins has not fully elaborated on exactly what the map is, a crypto tweet said there's more to it than meets the eye. And fans are now speculating that the project is hinting at the launch of a metaverse. The series was acquired earlier this month by LA-based entrepreneur Luca Netz after the community ousted the project's founders in January. And if it happens, the Pudgy Penguins wouldn't be the only NFT collection to dip their toes into the water. Yuga Labs is set to launch its Metaverse project Other Side, based on its Bored Apes Yacht Club later this month. And that's the Daily Forkast from our vantage point right here in Asia. For more, visit Forkast.News. I'm Megha Chaddah. Until next time.